Now we are recording.
Yay.
Quick, let's make some other reference that no one will understand. Oh, this engine is woke. My left rear tire on my car is currently woke.
I'm picturing a man looking at a butterfly and going, "Is this
Is
woke?"
this woke?
Where did that even come from? Like, what was the source?
It's some show about an alien coming to Earth and pretending to be a human. And I can't remember what I know. I have read what the original line is when he's looking at the butterfly and asking what it is, but I don't remember what he said for real.
Is this a
Okay.
pigeon, apparently?
That's right. This is a pigeon.
It was not, in fact, a pigeon.
Because I had to Google it because I don't know and that bothers me. Is this a pigeon? It's a memorable quote said by the protagonist character from 1990s Japanese anime TV series The Brave Fighter of Sun Firebird.
Of sun what?
Fighbird. One word. I assume that's Firebird, but
Okay.
I feel like we all learned something here today, but I could be wrong about that.
is this learning? All right. Well, that's over a minute of recording, so now we know it's almost certainly actually recording. So here we go. Oh, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is episode 675 of the Mana Pool. Anytime we get to one of those that's a multiple of 25, it's all like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa. Excuse me. I am Chewy. I will be your whoa this evening. And with me are these other whoa dorks. Who are you people? I can't even.
Brian, and I, too, feel like I can't even today. That is all. Whoa. Wait, no, that's Chewy.
Actually, I would be. Did that come through?
You
I don't
said,
know.
actually, I would be, but I.
Oh, there it is.
It's the bro button.
I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and game lore guy, and I don't know. Maybe I could pair up with someone to do the whole, dude, sweet, back and forth thing.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group. And I'm definitely sitting in a chair.
Whoa. I mean, bruh.
Sweet.
Dude.
Yeah. No, I'll keep working on it. I'm sorry.
Mine would be party on.
Wow.
There you go.
Taking it back.
Can we do an extreme
Excellent.
close up? Wait, no, this is an audio show. Damn. I mean, I guess technically I could, because I could be like, extreme close up! Ah! I don't know how that translates after I do the audio processing for the podcast listeners, so sorry about that. Uh, anyway, so yes, the Mana Pool, that's us. If you don't know, we live stream the show when we do the show on Thursday nights at twitch.tv/the Mana Pool. You should come join us. It's fun. So, March of the Machine. Last week we talked about the mechanics, including all the ones in the article and one that wasn't in the article. We explained how battles work. Apparently there were some rules clarifications, or not. I guess they were rules clarifications. Battles technically are on your battlefield. Even though in practice, the best way to do it would be to put it on an opponent's battlefield. So you're not trying to attack the stuff that you have on the battlefield. But, it's so if you're bouncing something that you control, obviously you control it. So I think that's what that means. But what I said in the Discord was it's like pacifism. An aura you put on someone else's creature is still an aura you control, even though it's over there.
That's a very good example.
Thank you. I like to think I'm pretty good at that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. On Arena, apparently it sits on, like, what did someone say? The upper right side of your battlefield. I was like, okay.
Okay. Is Arena just 2-player?
Yeah.
I think so.
Don't think
Okay.
they've
Well, then, that's
added
fine.
any sort of multiplayer nonsense to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're planning on it or not. Who knows? Don't care. I don't play Arena.
Yeah, I remember it wasn't very clear when they had shown a lot of battles, but not actually explained the rules for it. And I was like, you have to. I mean, you have to be the one who controls this, because otherwise, because of the enters the battlefield abilities, if your opponent was getting all that, these would suck.
Yeah.
It would not be worth the trouble to get to the other side.
Yeah, take that, chickens. Sorry. Am I, though? I'm really not.
I mean, I feel like you should be just a little bit.
Oh, I should be, absolutely, but I'm not sorry.
But you're not. Yeah.
So, yeah. Just thought I'd throw that out there as a thing. Since that came up in the Discord, they were like, oh, yeah, they said they're on your battlefield. It's like, that's really weird because, the thing that makes the most sense visually would be to put it over there with the opponent that's defending its stuff, which is what we'll all do, I'm sure.
Yeah, or just like put it, over there towards that person's direction.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like in a, if the four of us get together and somebody drops a battle, that's what we'll do here. You defend this, idiot. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, why you got to be mean about it? But okay. But anyway, so let's get back to the set.
Yes.
So we talked about a couple of battles and all of the planeswalkers and all of the... Hey, look, Mike resubbed. For 37 months in a row?
37?
Actually, the last thing that I watched before I went dashing today was a YouTube video about all of the places Jay and Silent Bob have appeared.
Oh, yeah.
Over the years. It was kind of trippy. Apparently, they've made a lot of cameos in like music videos and whatnot over the years, which I didn't know.
Oh, cool.
But anyway, and that line was in the video, so yeah. Right. So yeah, we talked about all of the planeswalkers. We talked about all of the what are they called? The freaking the bad guys. The Praetors. Yeah, and the sagas that they turn into. And a few other things here and there. So let's dive in. What do y'all see? Chat, feel free to jump in too. Tell us what we need to talk about.
Yeah.
I've spotted one already. Dirk, go to green and look at the very first creature. I want your opinion on this.
Green, very first creature. Ancient Imperiosaur.
Isn't he cute?
Imperiosaur.
Mm-hmm.
So for 5 and 2 green, it's a 6/6 rare dinosaur with Convoke. That's nice. It's got Trample and Ward 2. That's nice.
Yeah.
Ancient Imperiosaur enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it for each creature that convoked it.
Wow.
Oh my.
That
Um, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. What else do you say?
Two +1/+1 counters
I know. Yeah,
So
for each.
just having one creature help out, you're gonna be feeling really good.
yeah, an 8/8 with trample and ward 2 for what, 6? Yeah.
Yeah, 6 and tap a creature. Yeah,
But so you can do this up to what? Because it's got a 5 mana
I mean, you can do it
outside.
for all 7.
you could do all 7 because Convoke also works for colored mana symbols if the creature you tap is the right color.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That means this literally could be a 2020.
literally yes.
Literally, yes. Granted,
This
it's a
reminds me.
2020 that you had to tap 7 dudes for, but
But hey,
next
it's
turn,
2020.
yeah, with trample, so they can't just throw a jump blocker in front of it. So yeah, next turn, they're probably gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
I'm about to say that you can have a white weenie deck and then be like, I'm gonna convoke this guy in, and then the other person's like, okay, what do you convoke? Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
that's a problem.
that's a problem.
Yeah,
There was a dinosaur.
there was. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. Kinda. In Ixalan, maybe that was like a 7/6 with hexproof and trample or something, and it was stupidly annoying to deal with. And I feel like this is also going to be very annoying to deal with. So that ward too is just enough to probably protect it. So
Yeah,
it's nice that this is both a big creature, but it's also a creature that encourages you to go wide. So it's always interesting when there's a card that fills both roles. You know what I mean? Because it wants you to go wide to have lots of different creatures, but then here is the singularly large creature for uh, payoff.
yeah. And the great thing is, the turn after you convoke it out, so it can attack. All of those creatures that you used to convoke it last turn can also attack.
This
So
is also a thing that is true.
so you're going tall and wide if nobody did any sort of shenanigans. And Jay Spencer's a horrible person. He said safe red mana to fling it, bruh.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Yeah, that would speed the game along.
How does ward work? Does ward say opponents?
Uh,
I can never remember.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yes, yes, yeah. I
Yeah?
would be shocked if it did not.
All right. Well, somebody look that up
Okay.
while we find something else to talk about. We should do some of these crazy cards in the
The
in the
team up
multicolored.
cards?
Yeah,
Yeah, team up.
like Borborygmos and Fibblethip, or as I like to call him, Borborygmos and. So for 2, a green, a blue, and a red, is a legendary creature, Cyclops Homunculus, which, in the case of Fibblethip, seems a little redundant, but because he's just got the one eye, they're a 6/5. I'm gonna guess Borborygmos is doing most of the heavy lifting on the power and toughness. Whenever they enter the battlefield or attacks, you like how I changed up the verb tense there. Whenever they enter the battlefield or attack, you draw a card, which already that's amazing. Then you may discard any number of land cards. When you discard one or more cards this way, they deal twice that much damage to target creature. So if you just drop a land, you're shocking a creature. And it scales up from there, obviously. But then for 1 and a blue, you can put them into the library third from the top.
So I like how this here And I think the only one we had talked about prior with the preview article was Thalia and the Gitrog monster. But I like how with a lot of these, it feels like you can see this is where this creature fits in, and this is where this one fits in. So the first ability, the land ability, is clearly Borborygmos, because Mike can tell you all about Borborygmos and throwing lands around. And then the second ability is clearly the Fibblethip uh, contribution.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It goes together in a way. What is it? It's supposed to be like ketchup and soy sauce. People say like it goes together better than you would think. I
What?
tried it once and I wasn't a big fan. Yeah, you haven't heard about that?
That sounds awful.
Supposedly, it does, but some people swear by it. But so
That's
you
fine.
look at these abilities and you're like, but then it works because it protects itself with that second ability.
Yeah, I mean, these two
What were
abilities clearly don't go together. It's just. I mean, I guess they sort of go together in that you can get a chance to redraw and replay Borborygmos, but that's stretching it a little.
A little bit. What were we gonna say, Mike?
Yeah,
I
Mike.
felt like I cut you off. I
No, I was
usually
just
feel like I
saying
cut
that
you off. So
ketchup and soy sauce sounds fine to me.
You would say that.
okay. So how about here, Baral and Kari Zev? Now Baral was a figure from Chandra's past, right? And he was a major reason that she even became a planeswalker because he essentially hunted down her parents. So he's an antagonist through and through. He's not a good guy. And I think the point of this, obviously, with the invasion, is even people that really can't stand each other putting their differences aside because they don't want to be bored. So Baral and Kari Zev, for one, a blue and a red, is a legendary human. They don't have a job, so I guess they're just out of a job. Maybe he's not the chief of compliance anymore.
And they're not
Uh,
human,
No, they're just
like everyone
human.
else.
Yeah, yeah. 2/4 first strike menace. This has no job. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, you may cast a spell with lesser mana value that shares a card type with it from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you don't, create First Mate Ragavan, a legendary 2/1 red monkey pirate creature token against haste until end of turn.
This is a really
So-
good card.
So, step 1, cast an instant or sorcery spell. Step 2, do you want to cast a card from your hand that shares a type with it? So an instant for an instant or sorcery for a sorcery that costs less than the thing you originally cast. Step 3, then
Would you
if
like
you
to buy a
don't-
monkey?
if you don't cast that extra spell or if you don't have one, you get a monkey. But it's a legendary monkey, so you can only have one alive at a time.
But since it's
First
got
Mate
haste,
Ragavan.
you could just charge in with it and force them to block it or take damage, and then get
Yeah.
another one later.
Yeah. And not to mention, this is when you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn. It doesn't say during your turn. So, surprise monkey blocker.
Surprise monkey blocker. Huh.
Surprise monkey blocker.
Yeah. And this thing has first strike, too. This Varol and Kari Zev has first strike, so let's not forget about that, too.
Yeah, I really like this card.
Yeah. I think I kind of didn't really get it at first. It's a lot of words.
It is. That first part is kind of clunky.
But now that I understand what those words mean in that order, I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot.
Yeah. Excuse me.
I think we also did see Drana and Linvala in the preview article. Doesn't mean we can't talk
I mean,
about
there
it
were
again, but I
several in
think
the
we already
preview
talked-
article
Yeah.
that we talked about, like Galta and Mavrin.
I did not see this human god, though. That's kind of cool. Who is your god? A human god.
Where is your god now? Standing right there, actually. It's literally
You see it?
right there.
You see them behind me? Yeah.
So wait, who should read that?
I just read a card.
Yeah, I really like this one. So, Jeru and Hazaret. You get a legendary human god team up for 2 red, red, white, 5/4, so 5/4 for 5. As long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, Jeru and Hazaret has vigilance and haste.
Ooh.
That's cool. And whenever Jeru and Hazaret attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may exile a legendary creature card from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Until end of turn, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost.
Huh.
And it has haste. As long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand.
Yes.
Oh, this... Okay, I was like, it doesn't say that legendary creature gets haste. Why would you...
No.
No. Wrong it. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So this is Hazaret was one of the gods on Amonkhet, and in a tournament, famously, a top player made a mistake where they didn't have the right number of cards in hand when they moved to attackers, so Hazaret couldn't attack, and it ended up like costing this player like the championship. And just goes to show you, even the top players in stressful situations, if there's a lot of things to keep track of. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I
starting to
don't
sound
remember
familiar.
any specifics about it, but I do remember that does sound familiar. Because
Yeah,
that was back
so-
when I was still doing Monday Night Magic, so I had to pay attention to that sort of thing.
So, but Hazaret just was that whole cycle were of the gods were not creatures unless certain conditions were met, or couldn't attack or block unless certain conditions were met. And Hazaret just required you to, I think, only have 1 card in hand or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
1 or less.
but yeah, getting a legendary creature for free, but you have to keep attacking with this. So this is one of those cards that encourages you to do something you should be doing already, which is, hey, you should be attacking with this. Great, keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 5/4. It's not going to be in a super danger.
No. But it's not a card to just hang back.
Yeah.
Like it.
What's another weird one? Hidetsugu and Kairi? Kairi? Who's...
Kairi? It's the blue dragon. I looked at this card with Sam a while ago, and I actually had to even look it up. Remember how there was the original cycle of dragons in Kamigawa, and then the last time we were there, we had, like, the new generation. So, this was the blue dragon, and when it dies, you can either bounce a whole lot of stuff or get a lot of cards. Because, blue.
Oh, yeah, and Hidetsugu went black, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he died, or essentially shed his mortal frame and became the all-consuming Oni of Chaos. So
And he's never going back. Anyway. All right, let's see what this card does. Hidetsugu and Kairi. Wonder how you say
I'd
that.
say Kairi. I would say Kairi.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, so of course you're going to say Kairi. How do you
That's the
spell her
only
name?
cat named Kairi. I'm pretty sure that's how I spell Kairi's name.
I'm pretty
My
sure that's how
cat.
you spell Kyrie's name.
Okay, well then
Yeah.
it's probably Kairi then. So, this one is also a 5/4 for 5, but it's 2 blue, blue, black. And is a legendary ogre demon dragon, which Hidetsugu's the ogre demon, and the dragon is a... Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Right.
So...
This isn't rocket science.
It might be, though. So it's a 5/4 for 5 with flying. And when it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Oh, and put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Oh my god, it's a brainstorm almost. It's better than brainstorm. Wait, does God, it's been so long since I played a brainstorm.
That's exactly.
I'm pretty sure it is a brainstorm. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
good.
exactly.
My brain said, no, wait, brainstorm is put 2 of those cards back. No, that doesn't make any sense. Right. All right. And then So that's already good, right? A 5/4 with flying that brainstorms when you cast it. That
Yeah.
seems pretty good.
Yeah.
But then when it dies, you exile the top card of your library, and target opponent loses life equal to its mana value. And if it's an instant or sorcery card, you can cast it without paying its mana cost. That is just mean, and I kind of like it.
Yeah,
So if you have some
I'm-
way,
I'm digging it.
dies is not the same as sacrifice, right?
Yes, it is. Well, dies. Sacrifice means the creature dies. Dies just means it goes to the graveyard.
When you sacrifice your creature, it will die.
Yeah.
Yes. So that works.
So yeah, what you're thinking is right. If you have a sack outlet, you can play it, set up the top of your deck, and then sacrifice it to hit them very hard and get a free spell.
Yes.
Have that black fling or blue fling. I don't know. What was the times or the planar chaos color for fling?
I don't think they've moved it around.
Flash red.
I don't
Then.
want to see it. I don't want to see a white flame.
Donovan Bain said it's pretty fun in the Ninja Commander. I
I
bet.
could
Yeah.
see that.
Mm,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just cheat this out. If you have what's his face who gives creatures in your hand, ninjutsu, in blue and black, you can cheat this out a bit early, or you can just play this the old-fashioned way, and if
And
it
bounce it
attacks
with a
and you're like,
ninja.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to block it, yeah, because I don't want to kill it. Surprise! I'm actually Ink Eyes.
Take 5 anyway, nerd. Right? Ink Eyes was a 5 power, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure
And
that
they're 5/4.
zombified
I think so, yeah.
5/4. Yeah.
Nice. So that card is fun. The card next to it has the cutest art. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it does!
It does.
I was like, it's
Inga
just a
and-
fairy. That's not that cute. Oh, this one.
So Inga.
I don't
and-
remember.
You are killing. me.
Hey, Dark, why don't you go ahead and read this card?
I don't know if I want to now.
Oh, now you
should
made
read
him
this
pal.
card. Just read the card, Dirk. Come on.
Inga and Asika.
Sure.
There you go. For 2 green blue is a 4/4 human god who's legendary
Another human
and is
god.
rare. Alright, so creatures you control have vigilance and tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell.
Ooh.
Alright. Whenever you cast a creature spell, if 3 or more mana from creatures was spent to cast it, draw a card.
Oh, that's neat.
That's neat.
So, I was gonna say I don't remember a whole lot about Asika from Kaldheim, except that she was mentioned on the chariot that got you 2 cats, and then every time it attacked, you got a copy of a token you controlled. And so I had a deck, and it was a fairly known combo at the time. You'd make a token with Ren and 7 that was the tree folk that had power equal to the number of lands you controlled, and then make a copy of that instead of a copy of a cat because it was bigger. But that's the only thing I remember about Asika. I don't remember her actually having a card or anything.
She did have a card. She was the god of the tree. I think the card was
Oh!
literally called Esika, god of the tree.
Oh, she was the one that on the other side was the world tree.
Yes.
Okay, I only ever saw the other side played. So this is why I don't remember. This is why I don't remember this thing. So okay. It's all
Donovan
coming
Bain in the
together.
chat says Asika was the god of the world tree and was kind of killed by Vorinclex and brought back to life by the tree, apparently.
Yeah, the story in Kaldheim. Remember when Vorinclex was kind of a surprise reveal there? the story of Kaldheim ends with, yeah, everybody's happy we stopped the Doomscar and Tybalt is gone and all that happy stuff. And then scene cut, and it's Vorinclex. It looked like, I thought, converting Asika to a Phyrexian. Obviously, that didn't happen, but stealing the seed of the World Tree for Elish Norn that would later become Realmbreaker. I thought she was dying and or becoming a Phyrexian, but I guess not. Okay.
Hmm. Donovan Vane also pointed out that there is a black fleeing, and it's called Rite of Consumption. I could not remember for the life of me what it was called. I knew it was very old. Oh, he says it's Lorwyn. Okay, yeah, so I knew it was very old. And I know I have some, but I couldn't remember what it was. Doesn't it? Do you gain life in that one too?
I don't know.
Or is it just life loss? I can't remember.
I think it's just, I don't think you drain. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you do.
I'll just look it up in another window here. Because it's killing me. Deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to target player or planeswalker. You gain life. Yeah.
Cool.
But it's a sorcery. That's the problem. Wait, Fling is a sorcery too, isn't it?
Fling is an instant.
Oh, Fling is an instant. Okay. Oh, right. Because you used to damage on the stack and then fling it.
Yes.
Which I know a lot of the old hats like complain about not being able to do that anymore, but that's stupid.
It is.
We did it for a long time because that's just the way it was. But then they fixed it, and it's better now.
They did it that way because it was the best option, because why would you not? And by removing that, it actually makes you make more meaningful decisions.
Yeah.
But not to mention from a flavor perspective, it's just an absolute what? I'm gonna punch you, and I'm punching you, and I'm about to hit you, and then I'm gonna like fly away. But I was moving so fast, you're still hit, but I'm not that. Yeah, just no.
Yeah. Anyway.
So there was, I was looking at the art for Inga and Essica, and there's just something about it. I'm like, wow, there's something about this. And finally, I thought to look down at the artist credit, and it's Wayne Reynolds.
Yeah, it's Wayne Reynolds. Yeah. It's weird how that will just make you go, oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I want to do this next one because it's a monkey and a turtle. It's King Kong and Gamera. It's Kogla and Yadaro.
Together at last.
Right? For 2 red, green. It's a 7/7 ape dinosaur turtle. And yeah, so what did I say? 2 red, green. So 7/7 for 6. When it enters the battlefield, choose one. Either it gains trample and haste until end of turn, which for a 7/7 is pretty freaking sweet, or it fights target creature you don't control, which is pretty freaking sweet.
Yep.
That's great.
Right?
Do you want it to punch the? Do you want it to punch the other player, or do you want it to punch one of their creatures into the dirt?
I love it. But we're not done yet. Like, you could stop there, and I would be like, this is a quality card. But no, it gets better. For 2, a red and a green, and discard Kogla and Yadaro, you can destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment, and then shuffle them into your library from your graveyard, and then draw a card.
Yeah.
Because
this
more
was the
options,
turtle.
more
Yeah.
better.
And this,
I really like this card.
Right?
The
This card is
original-
awesome.
the original turtle was, I guess that was Yudaro, I'm pretty sure, had that effect where it costs, I think, 7 and was great, but because it was when it was in your hand earlier, you could pay 1 in a red and discard it, or essentially discard it to draw a card, or it had like pseudo cycling, but when you did that, it shuffled back into your library. And if it was a third time you did it or something, it then automatically, you know what, I'm butchering this, I'm gonna go look it up. But basically, if you cycled it enough, it would pop out
Yeah, we
and
like
just go rah. Yeah, I love it. Honestly, I played with Yadaro a lot. I mean, like a lot, like perhaps an unhealthy amount. I wonder if their straining order has been lifted.
I remember it was a very um, Brian and Micah
Yeah,
card too.
it was.
Yeah.
Yadaro Wandering Monster was an 8/8 with Trample and Haste for 7, and actually had cycling of 1 and a red.
Yep.
And when you cycled it, you shuffled it into your library from your graveyard. If you cycled a card named Yadaro Wandering Monster 4 or more times this game, put it onto the battlefield from your graveyard instead. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Which
Awesome sauce.
is super weird and clearly made with digital in mind. Because there's no way to keep track of that other than to jot it down.
Yeah, just make a note.
But that is super cool. And yeah, this card got dropped in the Discord like forever ago, and I read it and I was like, this might be my favorite card I've seen in a long time. Because it really is a floor wax and a dessert topping. Like, it punches opponents, it kills creatures, or it's a naturalize that draws you a card? What? Thank you.
It is all the things to all the people.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Kroxa and Kunoros. Kroxa was one of the Titans, and in the second or the return to Theros, there were 2 Titans, and this was the black-red one, and they had to escape from the underworld. Essentially, if you paid the cost, but you didn't pay the escape cost, it would just automatically go back into your grave, or I think you'd have to sacrifice it. Kunoros was the Cerberus that basically guarded the underworld and made it harder for creatures to jump out of the graveyard. So here they are, teamed up. The flavor text says, when the invasion tree reached the underworld, it found only teeth and fury. And yeah, I like this art a lot. For 3, a red, a white, and a black. It is a 6/6 legendary elder giant dog. Who's a good boy? It has vigilance, menace, and lifelink, again, on a 6/6. Whenever this card enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Yeah, this is also awesome.
Essentially giving that creature a modified version of escape. This is pretty righteous. I like it. If I get this card, this is a mythic. This is not a rare. I might have to do a brawl deck or a commander deck around this, because this is very me.
Jay Spencer points out this team up has 2 creatures and 5 mouths.
That is true.
And Donovan Bain said, I'm glad they didn't draw Crox's mouth hands on this one. And then he says, C, Eat to Extinction. You know what? I'm not going to look up Eat to Extinction because I would like to sleep tonight. Think I'm good.
I remember that card and the image it holds. So yeah. It's no puking fish, but it's up there.
Ooh. Here, this isn't a team up, but because I don't know if we need to do all of them because we've already missed one.
I don't think yeah.
But I really like this uncommon thing, this rampaging geoderm.
Rampaging geoderm.
Which, for 2 a red and a green, is a 3/3 dinosaur beast that's uncommon. That has trample and haste. It's like 2 of my favorite things to put together. Or trample and haste.
Dinosaurs.
Well, dinosaurs and beasts and trample and haste. But it says whenever you attack, not whenever this attacks, whenever you attack, Target attacking creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If it's attacking a battle, put a +1/+1 counter on it instead.
That's neat.
Read the flavor text.
The Phyrexian juggernaut found itself crushed between a rock and a hard place. That's pretty funny.
That is.
Now, I need someone to read the Elephant Cleric next to it.
I read this one to Sam a little while ago when we were going over some of these cards, so I have it somewhat fresh in my mind. I'm okay to take it, but I did just talk about another one if somebody else wants it.
Go ahead.
All right. Quintorius, Lore Master. For 3, a red and a white, is a 3/5 with Vigilance, and it's a legendary Elephant Cleric. Not Elf Cleric, that's different. It's a rare. Quintorius has Vigilance. At the beginning of your end step, exile target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard. Create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token, like the ones that you saw in Strixhaven.
Yeah.
One of the standard tokens. For 1, a red and a white, and tap Quintorius and sacrifice a spirit, like that token. Choose target card exiled with Quintorius. You may cast that card this turn without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, put it on the bottom of its owner's library instead.
This is really cool.
I think last week Mike or someone mentioned, I attribute most things to Mike, maybe it was him, maybe it was somebody else, that there's a decent amount of graveyard interaction in this set.
Quite a lot.
It's not a graveyard set, but there's a decent amount here.
Yeah, and especially for those of us that are playing something like, multiplayer Commander in the old style before, you were trying to win on turn 6. And there's some people going, why would I wait that long? Don't play with us. But, like, playing in the old way where you're trying to do it, the old-fashioned way by turning creatures sideways and punching people in the face. Like, having the ability to reuse stuff that has been exiled is pretty great.
Getting creatures that can block and do other stuff.
Yep.
And you're exiling these cards that are in your graveyard already, so maybe you've already gotten some use out of them, or maybe you've discarded them for some other effect or whatever.
Yep.
And then at the ripe opportunity, you're getting those cards again, and then they're going back into your library for future use.
Yeah. I really enjoy the recursion aspect.
Yeah. So much value here.
Later, Jason. Sorry, someone in chat was leaving. In case someone is like, is Chewie talking to himself? No. And if I was, I wouldn't call me by that name. Let's see, what else we got?
Hey, Dirk, what's something that stands out to you?
Yeah, Dirk, with your face and your other stuff going on.
Go down to Zimone and Dina.
Okay.
All right,
Those
that's
two Strixhaven
I was gonna say
girls.
that's Strixhaven again, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, for black, green, blue, it's a 3/4 human dryad that's mythic.
Ooh.
Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life.
That's a neat effect.
And then tap, sacrifice another creature, draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you control 8 or more lands, repeat this process once.
Good lord. That's a neat card.
That's
Once
cool.
again, a pretty perfect marriage between the original creatures that make up this card. But the way they've tied their abilities together here is just chef's kiss. I mean,
I know.
the thought that went into this set is just amazing. I love how there's enough open-endedness with this that you could build around that entire first ability without even using the second ability, but or the second ability without the first, but they go together just so well. It's just,
Hmm.
jeez.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's just so much fun stuff in this set. Like, I saw a lot of people on various social medias that have gotten away from Magic saying, wow, this set might pull me back. I think I said this on the last episode, and while it's not going to pull me back, it does make me look at these cards and be like, I wonder if I could get one of those. Put that in something commandery or something. All right, what else we got? Did we talk about Realm Breaker on the last episode? I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. We didn't get around to it.
Oh, hey Mike, what's a Realm Breaker do?
So Realm Breaker is the invasion tree. It costs 3 for a rare legendary artifact. It has 2 abilities here. So first, pay 2, tap. Target opponent mills 3 cards. Put a land card from their graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control.
Ooh,
It gains if this land would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else.
oh, that's just dirty.
Yeah. And then another activated ability for 10, tap and sacrifice Realm Breaker. Search your library for any number of Praetor cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle.
That's awful.
Yes.
Just all the Elish Norns, just all of them, forever.
Like, how many
I guess
Elish
there's
Norns are there
3.
now?
Yeah,
3?
there's 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the one gives your stuff +1, +2, +2, and everybody else's -2, -2. That's bad enough. What was the one from All Will Be One? There were like a million different like
That
versions of
one's
that card.
uh, you get extra triggers from creatures entering, and your opponents do not get triggers from creatures entering.
Right.
And then you got the one now where if they damage you or any of your stuff, they lose 2 unless you pay 1. I realize there are other Praetors, but I'm just thinking a straight Elish Norn like ha 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 deck feels super mean.
Elish Norn Tribal.
Elish Norn tribal, and I mean, yeah, it's mean, but you're stealing their lands already anyway. So
You could you could use that to set up a big board wipe with multiple old school Elish Norns, because all the minuses will count together, and
Oh, they will.
yeah, and you'll apply the legend rule and wipe up all the creatures with 0 or less toughness at the same time.
person are you?
Mike, you might be a bad person.
But
You brought up the
I mean-
Elfthorn Tribal.
I know. I'm deflecting.
I mean, we already know Brian's a bad person. Like,
Yeah, but this is not news, Mike. Though, I mean, come on.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
No, but yeah, and you'd still end up with an Elish Norn on the battlefield,
Yes.
just in case they ever played anything ever again. Although, why would they? Because you crush their spirit so badly. Not to
Donovan-
mention all the other Praetors and Shieldreds and whatnot.
Yeah.
Donovan Bain in the chat again says milling and stealing lands is a great way to describe an invasion. That is a good
Yeah.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, do we want to look at some battles? Somebody requested one earlier. Which one was it?
Invasion of Alara.
Was it I don't remember. He said,
Yes, it was.
all right. I'm going to guess that one is multicolored.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
It's Wooburg. So, Invasion of Alara for one of each color. It is a siege, as they are. This one is rare, and it comes in with 7 counters. What are those counters called? Defense counters, or it comes in with
Uh,
7 counters.
yes, defense counters.
Okay. When it enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile 2 non-land cards with mana value 4 or less. You may cast one of those 2 cards without paying its mana cost. Put one of them into your hand, then put the other cards exiled this way on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Oh, okay. So you're flipping up until you hit non-lands that cost 4 or less. You cast one, you put one in your hand, everything else goes on the bottom in the random order. Okay.
So obviously this is a reference to Cascade because Cascade came out in the third third Alara expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this costs
but
5, and you're getting something that costs 4 or less.
Right. Yep. It once you remove that 7th counter, it transforms into Awaken the Maelstrom. And as
That
we
is a
said,
lot of hands.
not all of these are creatures. This is a sorcery. Awaken the Maelstrom is all colors. Target player draws 2 cards. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. Create a token that's a copy of a permanent you control. Distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control. Destroy target permanent an opponent controls.
What the hell?
It's like it's a little itty bitty bit of each of the ultimatums.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That is... Wow. I was like, wow, 7's a lot. Okay, I see why it's 7 now.
Mm-hmm.
Because... Wow. I don't know what else to say. Like, holy crap.
Yeah. I like the order these are in, too, because if nothing else, you can copy whatever that artifact is that you put onto the battlefield.
Exactly.
Like the new Worm Coil engine thing, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
Time to dig into your collections and start busting out those vampire hex mages again.
Oh, yeah.
You sure this is Mike?
How long have you guys played with me? Come on.
I guess it's been a while. Are you going to try to go to a pre-release this weekend, or is it not in the cards for you?
Oh, dang.
Womp womp.
This weekend?
Yeah?
Okay. I guess that might indicate my answer. I think we have plans to visit some people in Raleigh on Saturday. I'll have to figure out something for myself.
Well, we'll talk about it when we're not on the internet show.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, what's another siege we should do, chat? Well, let's do some of these obscure ones. Like, what the hell is the invasion of Ergamon? Ermagod. Ermagerd inversion.
Is that a Digimon?
I don't know where Ergamon is. This isn't familiar to me.
Oh. So for... Oh
See
my
in
God.
the art, we see... Is that a bug thing, or is that the Phyrexian?
I think that's the Phyrexian.
Okay.
So
Then there's like a boar-looking thing.
Yeah. Like a cat boar.
Like a woolly rhino to
bull.
me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
Anyway,
picture on
so
the back is the rhino, so... Yeah.
for a red and a green, it is a siege with 5 counters for 2 mana. Phew. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Then you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So, real quick, I bet balancing these was a trip. Because, like, for 2 mana, I guess the things you can tweak to adjust things are very easy to set. Like, on this, it costs 2, and the effect you get is, very small. You get a treasure, and you can discard a card. You can treasure and loot. Not loot. Treasure and rummage.
Yeah.
But then 5 defense counters means it's harder to get through. So that's the dial you tweak. to control the backside.
Knobs.
Speaking of which, what is on the backside? Oh, a Truga Cliff Charger. Oh, it is a rhino. Oh. With just a glorious hairstyle. Look at that. Wow. That's like if Mike was a rhino, but without the beard. Because you can't have a rhino with a beard. Let's be real.
Want a rhino with a beard?
You don't get a rhino with a beard.
Dang it.
But anyway,
Keep
so
going.
this is a 3/4 with trample. That is red and green. And when it enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, search your library for a land or battle card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Huh.
Utility there. Read the
That
flavor
is neat.
text. Maybe it'll give us an idea about this place, Ergamon.
Throughout Ergamon's wild Truga jungle, predator-prey relationships stopped until every last invader was crushed to dust. Do you get the feeling that for a bunch of these invasions, the Phyrexians did the same thing that a couple of different invaders have tried to do when they try to take Russia? They're like, we got this. Oh God, we don't got this.
A little bit. This is my only problem with the story, is that they've spent so much time making the Phyrexians sound basically unstoppable, and yet every plane has some way to be like, nah, we got this. And I get that you want to be able to push back, but at what point does it work against itself, right? It's like if the first two movies of Star Wars were, this is the unstoppable Empire, and you end with the Empire Strikes Back winning, kind of like it does. And then in the third episode, it was literally Bugs Bunny, like, you just need to, draw a hole on the ground, and the Empire will walk into it. That's kind of what it feels like a bit.
Han Solo pulls a giant hammer out and bonks the Emperor on the head.
Yeah.
All right, Donovan said that the Planeswalkers Wurzel and Thomil dueled here, apparently. Jay Spencer said it's from the Plane Chase card Truga Jungle. Oh. And Wurzel is from 1993. Mike, you said... Do you remember this? You mentioned in the chat you feel like it's a reference from way back.
Yeah, just seeing the names Rorica and the other thing that Donovan Bain shared, Rorica and then Wurzel. I think Wurzel was one of the characters in like the short story that was in the very first versions of the Magic rule book.
Oh, the little thing that came with the tournament packs.
Yeah, and I don't know if Rorica
Oh,
was
wow.
a character in one of the novels, but I've heard that name before too. Mm-hmm.
That is definitely taking it back.
Right?
Is there another...
Jay Spencer clarifies what Brian says. Says Elish Norn was goaded into invading all the planes at once instead of being smart. And it's because Ashiok gave her nightmares about Elspeth. So Elish Norn was paranoid that Elspeth was coming before the Phyrexians could invade.
I did not know that about Ashiok. The story did mention she kept fearing a figure in white appearing. And I was like, okay, so I guess I missed the part where that was Ashiok. But hey, look at Ashiok, doing something.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how unstoppable your army is if you push them into too many places at once. Then you're not putting your full force anywhere.
It's true.
Yeah. Had Elish Norn tried to do this sequentially, she probably could have wiped out the multiverse.
Because, except for planeswalkers, the planes are cut off from each other anyway, so you just pick one, take that one, take its resources, and then go to maybe like 2 or 3 more instead of all of them. That's a good point. That is a good point. Is there another battle that chat would like us to look at, or should we just pick another one?
Oh, let's just pick another one. Chat takes too long.
Okay. All right. Hey, Dirk, what's a battle? Invasion of some place.
Dirk's like, I didn't sign up for this crap.
What is Asgol?
I don't know what color is that.
It's right above, like the one we were
Oh,
just
there it is.
on. It's the row above
Yeah.
it.
So it's
It's black and
multicolored was the
Yeah.
answer I was looking for.
So Invasion of Asgol for black red. It comes in with four counters.
Yeah.
All right. When Invasion of Asgol enters the battlefield, target player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and loses 1 life.
That's not bad for 2 mana.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. Uncommon. Good.
Yeah.
How many 4 counters? Did we say? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Defense.
When it flips, flips into the Ashen Reaper.
Oh.
So it's a 2/1 that has Menace. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on Ashen Reaper if a permanent was put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn.
Man.
Eternal hatred fuels eternal fire.
Yeah.
Zombie. It almost looks like the elementals from Shadowmoor, but I'm pretty sure Invasion of Lorwyn is its own thing.
It is.
Yeah, it is. And these aren't the same. These aren't quite the same design. So I recognize Asgol from one of the Plane Chase planes. I think
Yeah.
what was it called, Lair of the Ashen Idol or something like that.
Sure.
And it's one of those planes where everyone is like, "Oh, we got to get out of here." I think, if I remember.
I was about to say, is that one of the planes where we all go? We all land on it, and all of us go, "Okay, whatever we do, we're trying to get off this plane."
I think so. Look it up.
Donovan said this is its only appearance outside Plane Chase. We don't know much about Asgol. So
That was kind of why I was like, let me read this one. I don't know what this one is.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Here it goes. Never mind. I mean, it's still pretty vicious, but... So the Lair of the Ashen Idol says, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. If you can't, planeswalk. And then whenever chaos ensues, that's the new tech for rolling chaos, any number of target players each create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Yeah, so it's... I mean, you do kind of want to get it out. You're basically in the abyss. Everyone has to sacrifice a creature at the beginning of their upkeep. And then when you don't have anything more to feed to it, you get kicked out. And sometimes you get zombies.
like you do. Hey, look. Here's a zombie. All right. So speaking of Lorwyn, let's do Invasion of Lorwyn because I miss Lorwyn.
Nate,
Yeah.
what color is that in?
Multicolored again.
Oh, okay.
It is.
I have not scanned the whole set yet, so.
It is black and green because I guess elves. So Invasion
looks
of
like
Lorwyn.
it from the art.
Oh yeah, there is art I could look at, isn't there?
You could if you like crook your head to the side.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've already got my head crocked to the side. That's why I was reading. I was looking at the text. All right, so Invasion of Lorwyn for 4, a black and a green. So 6, and it starts with 5 defense. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target non-elf creature an opponent controls with power X or less, where X is the number of lands you control. Oh,
Like it.
okay.
Okay.
And it costs 6, so probably gonna be able to get something small to medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after you knock off 5 counters, it becomes Winnowing Forces, a black-green creature whose power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Ah, well, that makes sense. The Phyrexian appearance was so offensive that... Oh yeah, perfect. It is. I was like, they misspelled it. No, they're called perfects. Let's try that again. The Phyrexian appearance was so offensive that perfects and eye blights worked together in unprecedented kinship to destroy them.
Well, the
Man.
uglies.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's bad when the beautiful
Like-
people and the uggos are working together.
but like,
Destroy
I
the
mean-
mega uggos.
yeah. Look, I mean, I get, oh, they're taking away our, our friends and family, or they're destroying our way of life. But it's like, oh, do you?
Did we just lose Brian?
Hello.
I hear him just fine.
Uh-oh. You guys are talking, but I can't hear you.
Oh,
What's going on?
Did we just partially lose Chewie?
Oh my God.
And because he's the one, if he can't hear us, they can't hear us.
No. They could hear you because what happened was I moved my glass back and it bumped into the power button on my speakers, which is a thing I've never had happen. So that's a new one. And the speakers are where my headset's plugged in. So this once, chat could hear you and I couldn't. Sorry about that.
So I'm just saying, I'm not saying I disagree with them wanting to, kill the Phyrexians. I'm just saying I don't know how I feel about the motivation being, ew, oh my god, Becky, they're so gross. Can you believe how gross they are?
I mean, that pretty much is the Lorwyn elves to a T, though.
It
Like, they're the only time the elves have been the bad guys in Magic.
And then in Shadowmoor, they became the stereotypical, like, we must defend the innocent.
Yeah.
But it had to balance out everything else. I know we got stuff to talk about, but the balancing design thematically between Lorwyn and Shadowmoor was really well done. So,
Yeah, it was. All right, what's Pyrulia? There are so many of these that I just don't recognize.
No, I've heard it before. But...
Mo.
Yeah, Moog or Moag and Pyrulia and Xerix. I thought that said
these
Xerox
places-
the first time. I was like, can they do that?
A lot of these are more places that so far have only really been touched on in Plane Chase products.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll see more of them in future sets.
It would be
Not
nice.
future sites, but future sets. Yeah. Well, it's green and blue. So, Dirk, what does Invasion of Pyrulia do?
All right. For green and blue, for 4 counters, when Invasion of Pyrulia enters the battlefield, scry 3. Then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land or double-faced card, draw a card.
That's weirdly specific.
Well, scry 3 helps make that thing happen.
Well, yeah.
So when it flips into the Gargantuan Slabhorn.
That is a dirty joke on this plane. I'm almost certain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is an interesting looking creature. So it's a 4/4 beast that has trample and ward 2. Other transformed permanents you control have trample and ward 2.
Transformed permanents. Huh. That's neat.
Yeah.
Oh god, that
in
works
all
with
those
the
battles that you throw out, that transform into a creature, they also get trample and ward 2.
Battles.
Yeah. the
Incubators.
incubated tokens. Yeah, the Phyrexians.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, not quite half the set, but a good chunk of it.
A lot of the set. Yeah. Even the Phyrexianized creatures up above.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And outside of the set, like, that works with all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Even things that transform into something that's not a creature on the other side, they'll still benefit from the ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
Oh, Donovan Bain again, with Wikipedia handy, says Pyrulia is composed of a densely forested sphere around a central star. The plane's inhabitants live on the interior surface of the sphere. Oh, so a Dyson sphere, sort of. What's more, the size of the plant life is particularly enlarged. It's where Dyfed took Yawgmoth to prove she's a planeswalker.
Oh.
Okay, I think I remember that scene now.
Yeah.
Me too. From the Brothers' War books. Well, technically it was before the Brothers' War.
Yeah, it was.
The name of the book was The Thrawn. I have that on my bookshelf. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Let's go up here to something that will stop breaking my neck.
Hmm.
Or at least a different place to break my neck.
Right.
You want to give the battles a rest for a minute and come back to them later?
I guess. Oh wait, no, we got to do Old Grotha
Of course.
Okay.
because
What
Old
color's that
Grotha
in?
is one of my favorite old sets because Old Grotha is where it was the first new plane that we went to way back when I started playing Magic 1,000 years ago because my first new set was Homelands. Boo. So for 4 and a black, the Invasion of Old Grotha is an uncommon, because of course it is, that says when it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to any other target and you gain 3 life. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's a little,
And
it's
this
a little
rate,
low for 5 mana. Do what?
I was just about to say this rate, draining 3 for 5 mana, is something that you see on, limited filler commons. That we've seen that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's not unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it starts with 5 defense counters. And what you get is... Whoa! What? You get
Yeah.
Grandmother Ravi Singir. Ravi? I'm going to go with Ravi. Huh. A 3/3 flying human wizard, who is black, that says whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Grandmother Ravi Singer and you gain 1 life. And her flavor text is, I do enjoy a good apocalypse.
She looks like she's having way too good a time.
She does.
Right.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
I like it. That's fun.
Ooh, Donovan said, can we do Fiora next? Yeah, hell yeah. Someone read Invasion of Fiora. Also in black.
Right. So the Invasion of Fiora is a big one. Costs 4 black. It's rare. It just has 4 defense
We
counters.
covered this last week, but keep going.
Oh, did we? Oh, we did.
Oh, we did.
Oh, yeah. So, no, we can't.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry,
because this one
Donovan.
is Marchesa. Yeah.
Bring yourself.
Yeah, and it's the Monarch thing.
Yeah. I was going to say, this art looks vaguely familiar. That's because I looked at it last week.
Okay, well, so I don't get ripped off, I'll go to Invasion of Innistrad.
Okay.
It is a mythic battle. For
Innistrad
2/2
would be a mythic one, wouldn't it?
It would. For 2 black, it starts with 5 defense. Oh, it has flash. When
Ooh.
it enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent controls gets -13 until end of turn.
Hey, it's a callback.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. What was that?
Tragic Slip.
Tragic slip. There we go. It's like some kind of slip.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. On the back of this mythic battle is the Deluge of the Dead. Oh, that's cool. It's an enchantment, and when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 black zombie creature tokens. It has an activated ability, 2 and a black, exile target card from a graveyard. Target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, you get a 2/2 black zombie token.
Yeah. And the flavor text here is super clutch. The eerie magic animating Innistrad zombies rendered them immune to Phyrexians, making them crucial to the plane's defense. Yeah, the zombies that tried to are on Innistrad can't be completed. So, and they're zombies. So, like, if you are a Phyrexian and you lop one's like arm off, it punches you with the other arm because it's a zombie. If you knock the legs off, it'll crawl after you and bite your stupid Phyrexian ankles. They do not give a damn. And I really love that, like, Innistrada's horrorness is so horrible that the Phyrexians were like, nah. Chifuji just popped up and said that M. Bison meme about Innistrad is perfect. The day you tried to invade Innistrad was the most important day of your life. For Innistrad, it was a Tuesday. Innistrad's like, what? Weird, horrible, cosmic horrors trying to invade our plane and kill us all? Yawn.
So, there's a battle here that I'm kind of reading for the first time.
Ooh, which one?
And it's kind of redonkulous.
Okay, which one?
Invasion of Vryn. It's in blue. Vryn, as you recall, was Jace's home. Before he got a spark. For 3 in a blue, it's an uncommon, comes in with 4 defense counters. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard a card. So that's not bad.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the other side. I'm like, this is an uncommon? The Overloaded Mage Ring is an artifact. Pay 1 and tap and sacrifice Overloaded Mage Ring, copy target spell you control.
Oh, that's why it's uncommon, because you only get 1 use.
You only get 1 use. This still feels utterly ridiculous, because whatever spell you're going to choose, only paying 1. I'm not saying this is busted, but I have my eye on this one, because any spell you control, including, a permanent spell.
My brain inserted instant or sorcery, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It has the flavor text reminding, not the flavor text, has reminder text reminding you. That's what reminder text does. It reminds.
Now, a token does not transform into anything.
Yes, it does. Now,
well, only if it's double faced. Yeah.
Oh, it does. I didn't think it did. Have they changed how that works?
Sorry. If you're for instance, if you're making a copy of a creature that is double faced, the token can transform. That's the new rules update, right?
Really?
I didn't screw that up.
Wait a minute. I haven't read that.
Yeah, it was being talked about in the Discord a couple days ago, because otherwise the Phyrexian, the incubate token wouldn't do anything in the current rule structure.
That's...
Well, no, the incubate token is defined as being double faced.
But they still changed the rules for this set.
They changed the rules for copying double faced?
Well, they changed the rules for tokens being... okay, if you clone a double face card, so using the card clone, it can't transform. But a token copy of a double face card can transform.
Wow.
I'll have to read this for myself.
Yeah, that's which Chad is also pointing out. Yeah.
But I want to... So... But if you don't want to go through all the rigmarole, you could copy a battle card if you wanted. But you know what you can also copy? The backside when it flips. Because when you defeat a battle, you exile it, then cast it transformed. Mm-hmm. So you can copy the backside if you don't want to go to all the trouble of knocking off all those defense counters.
You can get another copy of another overloaded mage ring.
I mean, yeah.
Shut up, Mike.
You probably don't want to copy any of the legendary creatures like Marchesa or Grandma Singir, but you could copy Awaken the Maelstrom. That would be kind of ridiculous.
Okay, I think we're getting a little into the weeds here, but
a little bit.
But yeah,
my point This thing's
the
kind
way
of silly.
just to reiterate for Mike and for those of you that didn't know, the rules have changed. Tokens can now be transformed if they and have a backside. So the incubator tokens do. And again, if you make a copy of a token copy of a double face card, then that token can transform. If it's the kind of transform that just says transform, like if it's exile and return transformed, when it exiles, the token goes away. So that doesn't work.
Because after a token leaves the battlefield, it cannot re-enter the battlefield, and then it'll get erased the next time state-based actions are checked.
So, and also the flavor text is by Gav Bellerin, who is a majoring engineer, who is Jace's daddy. And it says, on my signal, disable the safeguards. Let's blow these metal freaks right back to their own world. Which sounds very like action movie hero.
It does.
Thing. But okay.
There's another very silly battle right next to it, but silly for another totally different reason.
Okay, go for it.
This would be the invasion of Segovia. It costs 2 and a blue. It's rare. It has 4 defense. And when it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 blue Kraken creature tokens with trample.
Release the Krakens. Meh, meh, meh.
Look at the art.
They've got trample.
Yeah, I love that they're these giant sea monsters that are swimming up to a foot. Because remember, Segovia is very tiny.
Very tiny.
Oh, this is the tiny plane.
Yeah.
This is with the angel that the baby angel, right?
The what?
Wasn't there like a 1/1 angel with vigilance from Segovia? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I say that. I think there might have been.
So what's it turn into while Brian looks that up?
So, the other side is Catus, sea tyrant of Segovia, who was a legendary serpent and a 3/3.
Which on Segovia is ginormous.
Yes. And it's actually pretty cool. Non-creature spells you cast have Convoke. And remember, you just got 2 tokens from the first side.
Yep.
And also, at the beginning of your end step, untap up to 4 target creatures.
Ooh, that's gross.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Segovian angel was in Modern Horizons, and for 1 mana, it was a 1/1 with flying and vigilance. And the flavor text was, when Warzel summoned Segovian angels to fight Thawmill's Garganticari gnats, the ensuing battle numbered among the multiverse's least destructive, because they're tiny. So, I like to picture the Phyrexians opening a portal, and they're like, we're here to... And they're looking around, and they're like, where is everybody? Nice.
Aww. Wait for it. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look, it's me. Right above that, the captive weird.
Joey, is someone holding you captive? If you can't answer yes, then say, I don't know.
I
take mana burn?
Safe word.
Yeah.
So,
The
captive
safe word
weird,
is mana burn.
just because it's here, for a single blue is a 1/3 weird with defender. It's uncommon. And for 3 and a red Phyrexian, you can transform it at sorcery speed. And it turns into the Completed Conjurer, a 3/3 Phyrexian weird. It says, when this creature transforms into Completed Conjurer, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. That's actually pretty cool for a little uncommon thing.
Yeah.
Note, you can't play it for free, but you can play it. And it's until the end of your next turn. So if you can't play it right now because you spent, 4 mana to flip it over, it's fine. You've got time.
Yeah, I do like that tech when they brought it out, giving you until the end of your next turn instead of the current one.
Yeah. Feels good, man. All right, let's go up to some of these monocolor. We have completely ignored regular ass monocolored cards.
Yeah. So there's an interesting card here in green, and it's just a common, but I like this interaction with battles in particular. The Portent Tracker. This is a satyr, obviously from Theros, I think.
Yeah.
For 1 and a green, it's a 1/1 satyr scout. It's common. 2 abilities. First one, tap them to untap target land. Pretty
That's
straightforward. Yeah. And the second ability, tap the tracker, choose target battle. If an opponent protects it, remove a defense counter from it. Otherwise, put a defense counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. And so
Well, that's
there's a little
cool.
bit, yeah, there's a little bit of thought there as far as like, here's how to actually protect this battle that you've given me. Okay, you gave me this battle. Well, I'm not just gonna throw stuff in front of it. There's some interaction there, and I like that.
Oh, and the flavor text and art are really sweet. In the days before the invasion, the symbol of its perpetrator appeared in strange places all across the multiverse. And there's like a cloud formation of a Phyrexian symbol behind the Portent Tracker.
Mm-hmm.
That is really cool. So the Portent Tracker knew what was coming, and I guess the flavor was able to warn people ahead of time so to rally their defense, thus adding a defense counter to one that you're defending, or prepare them against the siege that your opponent is controlling, thus essentially removing some of its defense. That is actually really cool.
I like that.
And to make it not a super niche card that no one's ever going to play, it's also just an accelerant. It untaps a land.
Yeah.
So it's useful in anything that isn't, battle related. So it's not never ever played ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this. Like the invasion of it, or the invasion, Jesus Christ. The design of it is just sweet. It's very subtle but effective.
The Phyrexian symbol, or the Eye of Yawgmoth, is all over this set. And in fact, I know we just left the transform cards, so I'm not saying to go back down there, but if you look at a lot of the cards that when they transform, they turn Phyrexianized, there's the eye on both sides, and usually it's a lot more covert on the front and then overt on the back. But before we move away from Portent Tracker, before we move too far away, look above it and to the right.
The Ozolith, the Shattered Spire.
No, one more over.
Ah!
Classic Rotten Tail.
What the? Buh! That poor bunny thing. It's a fungus rabbit.
It's another comment. I know we've got other stuff to talk about, but this art is tripping me out. I mean, like, hard.
Yeah. Donovan said, "What is that Last of Us monstrosity?" He's not a monstrosity. He's tiny. And yeah, a monstrosity. You're right.
I'm kind of afraid of this thing.
Yeah, it Easter just went past, so like if this had hopped up into someone, do not take anything out of the Easter basket that the placid Rottentail left.
Yeah. Let's go to another card.
There was
yeah.
someone wanted us to read something in red. Was it
Okay.
It was a long time ago though.
I don't know.
But I don't know if it was like a Dance with Calamity.
Dance with Calamity.
Is that a
Have
red
you ever
card? That
danced
must
with the
be...
Calamity in the pale moonlight? I don't see a Dance with
Man.
Calamity.
No, I
Oh,
think
I'm
that was
looking.
when you were doing the M Bison joke. I think it was just saying that one has a good. It was
Oh.
a Tuesday joke on it.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I was gonna say, wait, that's an old card, isn't it? Got it. There's got to be something good. Oh, here's a goblin. It's a common. A red cap heel slasher. So I guess... Wait, red cap? That must be Shadowmoor.
Yeah.
Wait. Biffle was delighted to have an excuse to use the nice cutlery he'd liberated from Edgewall. What the hell is Edgewall? Was that in Lorwyn or Shadowmoor?
I don't know.
I don't either. Oh, Dance with Calamity's in the Commander set. Okay, so it's not in this card image gallery. But the red cap heel slasher for 3 and a red is a 2/3 with backup 1. Now remember, backup is, because we haven't mentioned it at all this episode, is when this creature enters the battlefield, you put that many +1/+1 counters on target creature. And if it's another creature other than this one, then it gains the following ability until end of turn. And so it's first strike. So it's a 2/3 with first strike with backup of 1. So it throws a +1/+1 counter on itself to just make it bigger, or somewhere else to share first strike for a second.
Which I actually really like this for a common for limited. That's really good. You play this on 4, maybe the opponent, if you've got some creatures, the opponent's got some creatures, all of a sudden something you've already got out is a little stronger and has first strike for a turn,
which completely screws combat math. Yeah.
And then you still have this 2/3 that always has first strike. So yeah.
Okay, chat said that Edgewall is an Eldraine, so it's an Eldrainian red cap.
And we have seen red caps there too. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen City on Fire?
Not lately.
Red rare enchantment, everybody.
Oh God.
Yep. Yeah, but it's kind of interesting.
Okay, what's it do? I'm rubbing one eye.
All right. The City on Fire is a red rare enchantment that costs 5 red, so it costs 8. It has Convoke, so it has that going for it. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage instead.
What the hell, dude?
Oh.
It's a enhanced Furnace of Wrath. What's the Furnace of Wrath that triples? I feel like we've already seen that. But it has...
This is just
Convoke.
you, though.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, like this is source you control, so it doesn't bite you in the ass. Which for 8 mana... If I spent 8 mana and played this and then died on the swing back, I would be very mad. So
it does have Convoke. So,
but yeah, that is
red
a trip.
Is very good. Red is very good about like getting a whole bunch of tokens at once. Although doing so without spending a ton of mana could be a bit tricky. So, you know what you could do?
What?
You could convoke this out early, and when you have a mana left over, copy it with the overcharged
Mage ring, overloaded mage ring.
And then you get
Hey,
9 times the damage.
is that how that works? Is it exponential?
It multiplies, yeah.
Yeah, so
Because
if
that's
you
not
ping
overkill.
something, it would triple it, which is 3. So it would deal 3, so you triple it, which is 9.
Because 3 times was not overkill enough.
No. You gotta, if you're gonna do it, get stupid with it.
That's my motto.
There's a card above it called Beamtown Beatstick. And I don't even care what the card does. It's
I
called
saw the
Beamtown Beatstick.
Yeah, I think it's from New Capenna.
Mhm.
Like, I'm fairly certain we've all equipped a creature with something and said, I'm going to give him a beat stick. But you can't say that anymore because now there is a beat stick. What does it do? +1/+0 in Menace. And when it deals combat damage to a player or battle, you get a treasure. And it costs 1 and equips for 2. That's actually pretty good for cost 1 and equips for 2.
Yeah, that's so good.
Like, +1/+0 in Menace? Ooh. Beat stick. Sorry, I'm sorry. Hey, there's a Phoenix.
Blood Feather Phoenix.
Ooh.
1 in a red. It's a 2/2 Phoenix that's rare with flying. Blood Feather Phoenix can't block. Don't think about doing it. You can't
No.
do it. Nope. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control deals damage to an opponent or battle, you may pay red. If you do, return Blood Feather Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until end of turn.
Oh no, I have to deal damage in red with my sorcerer instant.
Yeah.
This feels a
Just
little
pay
nutty.
1 red.
I think this is a real card.
Yeah,
I think it might be.
like thinking about some of the Phoenixes that I've seen play more recently, like the Is It Phoenix, and this is cheap, comes down early, starts swinging, and is super easy to recur in the deck that wants to play this. I think this. I agree with Mike. I think this one has a real potential.
Yeah.
I think
that's really cool.
I think I'm gonna need to go. I need to take some medication. I know it's a bit abrupt, but by the time I'm done taking it and it's gonna make me drowsy, I'm gonna have to go. So I'm sorry about the and I gotta go. But I need to go. This set looks super fun. I'm gonna see if I can maybe do a pre-release this weekend. We've got a lot of stuff going on at our house. But I'm gonna see if I can't try because dang, this looks fun. Okay. Thanks everybody for being here. Hope everybody has a good night. You guys be good.
No dying, Brian. Rule 1.
Try and not.
I think he just died.
Chat pointed out that the Beamtown Beatstick is a stick dipped in Halo, which apparently Halo is the secret weapon against the Phyrexians that New Capenna has. Having not read the story, and since Brian left, I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah, Halo is anti-Phyrexian tech.
Oh, neat. So
it's sort of like, in Brian's case, if it was a stick dipped in, I don't know, bees. Or in my case, a stick dipped in spiders.
Right.
Poor Brian. I hope he's alive. Oh, he sent us a link to a 1/1 flying vigilant angel that's Segovian Angel.
Yeah.
Or not a link, an image. I missed that. What set is that? Modern Masters. Yeah. No wonder I didn't remember that. All right. So, how long have we been going? Like an hour and 40 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
What else is there? Hey, Phyrexian Gargantua was back. I think I said that last week.
Yay.
But I'm still very happy that Phyrexian Gargantua's back. I love that card. Oh, here's a shade. We got shades. We mentioned Mirrored and Avenged. Oh, hey, chat. What's the card with Elspeth running her through? It's got to be in white, right? It's got to be. Doesn't it? Is it a commander card? Oh, there it is. Elspeth's Smite. Which, for a single white, is an uncommon instant that says Elspeth's Smite deals 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. And the flavor text says, Elesh Norn screamed as the light pierced her. Her nightmare had become flesh. But yeah, that's going to be the thumbnail, is Elspeth's Smite on one side and, what, Mirrored and Avenged? Was that what it was called? Yeah, on the other side, because that's just great. It is a mouthful. Elspeth's Smite. It does not roll very well. But yeah, this is the set where everyone rages against the machine. Or the episode, rather. Where we enjoy laughing at the Phyrexian host as it gets utterly destroyed everywhere it tries to go, apparently. So I mentioned this in the Discord. I don't think I said it on last week's episode, but in the Elder Scrolls, right? Which, you know, the Elder Scrolls. Like, Skyrim is the Elder Scrolls 5, in case you're like, why does that sound familiar? In Oblivion, which is the Elder Scrolls 4, the Daedra, who are like, we'll just say demons, just to make it easier to understand. The Daedra were trying to invade the world, and they had Oblivion gates set up all over the world, right? And they tried to do exactly what the Phyrexians are doing here. And my favorite thing about this was the one that they opened in Blackmarsh, which is where the Argonians live. The Argonians are the lizard people in the Elder Scrolls. Not only did the Argonians push them back, but they chased them through the portal and started whooping their ass on their home turf so hard that they closed the gate to keep the Argonians out. And that is what is happening with some of these places, like Innistrad especially. And it just makes me happy that that's what's going on here. Apparently it's a bit of a trope to have the invading forces not only get repulsed, but get chased back home. I don't know if anybody chased them back home here. I guess technically they got invaded by Zhalfir. Are we saying that right? It's got a ZH. It feels like it should be like Zhalfir or something.
I don't know. I don't know if I've heard a person in a position of authority say that out loud.
Yeah. I haven't either. It's just like that started bothering me after last week when it occurred to me on air. I was like, is it a Zha? And it's been at the back of my mind ever since. Because I'm that kind of nerd. Sometimes. Well, should we stop or do we want to poke around at a few more cards? What was that?
I said, I need to go to bed.
And Dirk doesn't even have to go to school in the morning.
No, but I am tired and exhausted. What's the downside to being on a schedule?
Terrible. That's the whole point of vacation, Dirk, is to get off your schedule. Dang it, man.
I know. I'll try harder next time.
Okay, well, before we leave though, we've got to do the rampaging raptor in red because it's a raptor and it's very mad.
Rampaging Raptor for 2 and 2 red. It's a 4/4 rare dinosaur that has trample and haste. For 2 and a red, Rampaging Raptor gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Not bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whenever Rampaging Raptor deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls or battle that player protects.
I really like the rampaging raptor. Cause mad though. And I like that somehow if it punches your opponent, it then turns around and like bites the planeswalker standing next to them. Or I guess
it has
crashes.
2 claws. It claws one and then turns around and just reaches that and gets the other one. Gets something else nearby.
I guess it does have teeth and it's a raptor, so it's got the big retractable claw on each foot, so
Yeah.
and the long ass tail whip, so it's just dangerous from every direction. But I love that if it punches an opponent, it crashes through a wall in the battle afterwards somehow. Good stuff. I really like the cards in this set. Like a lot. This set makes me even more sad that Wizards of the Coast sucks. Cause this is awesome. Oh well. Final thoughts?
Well, my final thought has to do with the awesomeness of Celebration in London. That is the Star Wars Celebration. The Ahsoka movie or Ahsoka series has released its teaser and everything, and I'm super excited about it. I was a big fan of Rebels, Star Wars Rebels, and seeing a lot of those characters come back. The most recent episode of The Mandalorian really teased a lot of things. My favorite part was Captain Pelion being there, and
is this a
Captain
spoiler? Am I gonna
Pelion-
punch you?
Do what?
I said, is this a spoiler? Am I about to punch you? Because I haven't watched any of the new season yet.
I mean, you just see his character and everything, and his character looks exactly like his character from Legends. Like, whenever you saw art or anything of Captain Pelion from like Legends materials, art, anything, the actor they got for this looks exactly like it.
Cool.
Like, exactly like him. So, but yeah, the stuff from Celebration has got me really excited about the stuff that's coming out, and apparently Ahsoka's coming out in August.
Really?
So we're not that far away from the Ahsoka series from starting.
I'm so far behind. I still haven't watched Andor. I haven't watched any of the new season of Mando. Damn it.
Well, the next week, or this coming Wednesday, is the season finale for The Mandalorian. So we'll see how it all ends and everything. So I'm looking forward to it. And that's my final thought.
Nice. Yeah, I saw an announcement that apparently they've announced that they're making movies again.
I don't remember them saying anything about any particular movie that drew my attention.
No. They've said that they're gonna do 3 more Star Wars movies. They didn't
Oh,
say what they were.
yes. And so the movies are if I remember correctly, one is supposed to take place like at the very beginning, like the very first Jedi.
Yeah, it says James Mangold's movie will go back to the dawn of the Jedi.
Hmm.
Dave Filoni's will focus on the New Republic and close out the interconnected stories told in The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and other Disney Plus series. Who are these people?
Then,
James Mangold is Logan and the new Indiana Jones movie, which the fact that James Mangold is part of it means it might not suck. Dave Filoni did The Mandalorian and Ahsoka. Oh, okay.
Yeah, essentially a lot of the stuff that has come out Star Wars wise that has been within the past 10 years has predominantly been Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Like the Clone Wars, Rebels, the Mandalorian, all that stuff. He has been involved in it.
And then the third movie is
it's Rey.
I'm gonna butcher this, but the name is Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, maybe? The director behind Ms. Marvel and Saving Face. I don't know Saving Face, but Ms. Marvel was amazing from a directorial and cinematography standpoint. So, and her film will be set after the events of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker and will bring Rey back as she builds a new Jedi Order. Oh, Jesus. Mm-hmm. I really wish they hadn't undone stuff from The Last Jedi because it's time for the Jedi to die. The Jedi were always a bad idea. Yeah, I said it. They were a weird cult. They just happened to be, quote unquote, the good guys because they weren't fascists. But they were a weird cult. They had terrible ideas of what to do with children and how to live. They were awful.
Yeah. I think it depends on which era. Like the people doing the High Republic stuff point out that the Jedi during that period were like you could have feelings and everything because everyone was more
chill.
Yeah, it was more chill. There was more of the period was that the Republic for the most part was at peace during that time. So the Jedi were actually there being the guardians of peace, mm-hmm. and they were allowed to explore like the Force itself and all of that. Whereas by the time you get to the late Republic, so the Republic like prior to during the Clone Wars and everything, at that point the Jedi have sort of
become a weird
off
cult.
The ground and are trying to just keep themselves going and reestablish themselves after what's been going on in the High Republic. Mm-hmm. And so they found that they can't do that because I guess it led to a lot of turmoil, and they're like, we need to do this to avoid the mistakes we've had in the past. And so it resulted in them being closed off, closed-minded. No, you can't do that. We have to follow this path and all of that.
And look what that got them. Literally destroyed. Sorry, when I say the Jedi were always a bad idea, I mean as far as the movies go. Like, all that other stuff literally doesn't matter to me. So, as far as the movies are concerned, the Jedi have always been a bad call.
Yeah.
Although it is good to know that they were better previously. Anyway, this ends the Star Wars portion of the show.
So, and with that, I am off to bed, guys. So have a wonderful evening.
Night, Zerk. You go back to work next week?
Yep.
Oh, well, good luck.
Yeah. Almost there. Night, guys.
Night, man.
All right. Night.
So before I let Mike do a final thought, here's your weekly reminder to go to patreon.com/themanapool. Sign up to become a lifeguard so you can get the odds and ends and early access to stuff, as long as I don't accidentally leave it until super duper late to post. Like I did for the last 2 shows. Sorry about that. I completely forgot to do last week's show until, 2 days ago. Just in my brain, it was already checked off, even though I didn't do it yet. And I went to see how it was doing on YouTube, and it wasn't there. And I was like, wait. So sorry about that. That's all on me. But anyway. You can also get the sponsorship shout out. So I'd like to thank our mythic lifeguards: Kim Maho, Jake Jansen's, Timu Hellas Haru, Jason Kaus, Scroll, Andrew Hunt, Jason Doan, Al, Cody Buckowing, Casey, John Parker, Mike, Scuzzo, Connor Kennedy, Pinball Witch, ALK Alters, Mr. Dr. Lewis, and Andrew Odie. Also, I think Al resubbed earlier for 67 months and said 2 because he's counting down. But I forgot to mention it at the time because I think Brian was talking. So yeah, there's your reminder. Also, we do the show every week on Twitch, twitch.tv/themanapool. I stream a lot on Twitch at night, starting around 8:30 or so Eastern time. So come hang out. I beat Spider-Man Remastered last night, and I've been playing Resident Evil 4 and Hitman. And I have all kinds of other stuff to play too, so yeah. You should come hang out. We have a lot of fun. Okay, so hey Mike, what you got?
It's questionable. I think I've been sitting here falling asleep on the couch.
Dang it, man. How many times do I have to tell you, sit in an uncomfortable position?
That might cause more fatigue after a certain point.
Wrap your leg around the back of your head like you used to. That wasn't you. Actually, never mind. Come to think of it, I wasn't even there for that.
I bet it was pretty cool to hear about. So yeah, I did. It did slip my mind that the pre-release or this weekend I would like to go to one. Check that out. I guess Brian and I didn't get to chatting like we would. Catch up with each other tomorrow or something, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna see what if I'm not meeting up with Brian, I'm gonna see what the new-ish place close to me, not Randy's new shop, but another one that opened several months.
Wait, there's another one close to you?
Yeah, in the little shopping area where Box Seat is.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been open for a little while.
That's a random place.
Mm-hmm. It's called Picante. Picante card games. Picante trading cards.
Huh.
Picante is the important part.
Yeah. The Box Seat is a little sports bar where I did stand-up every once in a while back in the day when I did stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why when Mike said that, I knew exactly what he meant.
Yeah.
That's random.
Mm-hmm. I went there not too long ago to sell some stuff that had just been sitting around unopened, taking up space. So I got some store credit, and I'm going to use that to get the Plane Chase Commander decks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll see what they're doing if I don't end up making plans with Brian.
Or make plans with Brian and make his ass come over to that shop.
Maybe I will.
Yeah. Bring your ass over here, Brian. Damn. Actually, you might want to check and make sure they're doing a pre-release first.
I should. Yeah, that's it for me.
Oh yeah, Picante trading card games. Look at that. Cool. Anyway, as for me, I don't know. I sort of covered all that already. I beat Spider-Man Remastered last night. Like I said, it was really cool.
Nice.
I get to do the DLC. I beat the story mode, and then I spent the rest of the stream running around maxing out the Taskmaster challenges I hadn't done yet, the stealth and combat ones. Once I got in, I figured out what was the important part in getting the high score. I was able to knock all of those out pretty quick. Like for the stealth ones, Mike, did you play any of the Arkham games?
No, but I watched you play some.
Oh, okay. The you remember the Predator sections where
So.
you're just in a room and you have to take everyone out, preferably without being seen because Batman is not bulletproof. And once they spot him and they shoot him, he dies pretty quick. Yeah, that's what this is, except there's an instant fail. If you get spotted, I guess the flavor is that they shoot the hostages or something. But so yeah, I was like getting into a high place and okay, it says no one's looking at this guy, and webbing him up, and then going over there and webbing him up and shooting a distraction over there to make that guy walk away, and webbing up his buddy and then webbing him up. And I kept getting like silver on each one, and I'm like, huh. And one of them I just went around, and whenever it said someone was safe, meaning no one's looking at them, it's safe to take them down, I would hit the web strike attack, and where I would jump down and knock them the hell out instead of taking the time to web them up to something. And yeah, I got the gold on that one easy, and I went, oh, that's how you do these. And I went and did all the rest of them pretty quick. And then the combat one, I realized it was just time and not taking damage were the limiting factors. So I changed my suit's loadout entirely to focus on dealing damage, and started using gadgets that did damage more, like the little spider drones that shoot people. And took all of those out pretty quick. So all that's left now are the traversal ones. One type is the drone challenge, where there's a drone that flies around and drops little targets that I don't know. I think they're supposed to be like spy cameras or something, but they have a sphere around them, so it's really just a precision race where you have to go through each sphere and then get to the end before time runs out. And then there's the bomb tasks, where there's some number of bombs, and you have to quickly get to each bomb, throw it up in the air and cover it in webbing to muffle the explosion so it doesn't hurt anybody, and then make your way to the next one.
Yeah.
So they're both about traversal. And as much as I love web swinging in these games, I suck at the precision, because this system is meant for fun and speed, not necessarily precision. So you sort of have to wrangle it. And it'll just take some practice, so I haven't done those yet. But then I will do the DLCs, and apparently there were 3 DLCs, which I didn't even realize until earlier today. So that's what I'll be streaming there. And then Resident Evil 4, I'm almost done. I think I'm going to say 2 more streams to finish RE4, or 1 really long stream, whichever. Probably. And then I can start New Game Plus on that and use all my new stuff that I unlock. Or just keep using my super beefed up weapons, which is why I'm excited to play New Game Plus, because I can't wait to take my super hyped up shotgun to the opening village. Because that opening village, when all you have is a pistol with a few bullets, and you can find a shotgun with a few shells, and that's it. That's brutal. So I want to go in there and mow everybody down. And laugh and laugh. But anyway. And soon I'll start Doom. Finally. the 2016 Doom, not the original. I played those already.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you remember when I used to just play like indie games all the time? I just rattled off 3 freaking AAA titles, which on one hand is kind of disappointing myself, but also these games are all awesome, so I don't really care. Yeah. But okay. That's what I got going on here on twitch.tv/themanapool. Yay. But with that, we'll be done with episode 675 of the Mana Pool. Let us know which Phyrexian... Wait, no. Phyrexians are repulsive, so saying a Phyrexian repulsion might mean which plane repelling the Phyrexians was your favorite. For me, it's still Innistrad. I just find that hilarious. Yeah. So let us know, and thank you all so very much for joining us, and be sure your beat stick is dipped in whatever repels your enemies.